3 kitchen cabinets you'll regret forever. I have designed and built more kitchens than I can count. And right now, there are 3 specific cabinet decisions I'm watching homeowners make that I would never make if I were renovating my own kitchen this year. 2 of them are baked into almost every production-built home in the last decade. The third one is showing up in luxury renovations right now, and the people installing it have no idea it's already on the 2026 designer regret list. One of these 3 is going to surprise you because it's not about the cabinet itself. It's about how the cabinet is installed, and the cost to undo it after the fact, $8,000 to $20,000. Most homeowners never connect the regret to the actual design they made. Let's get into it. Number 1, the traditional corner cabinet with double L-shaped doors. I'm gonna start with this one that's universally hated for a good reason. The traditional corner base cabinet, the one with the 2 folding doors meeting at the inside corner that opens into a deep L-shaped storage space behind, is where kitchen items go to disappear forever. Here's what living with one actually looks like. You'll need a stock pot from the back corner. You open up one door, then the other. Then you have to close any nearby drawers because the doors are now blocking them. You get down on your knees, you reach into the dark cavity, you knock over 3 things trying to find what you came here for, and eventually you pull out a pot that's been sitting next to a mixing bowl you haven't used since 2019. Multiply that experience every single time that you need anything from the back of that cabinet, and you'll understand why this is the single most regretted base cabinet design in any kitchen built in the last 20 years. The fix has been on the market for years and homeowners just don't know how to ask for it. Blind corner pull-out systems. These things are magical, the ones that slide out sideways and bring everything from the back of the cabinet into full view at counter height. Completely solves this problem. The cost difference is real, but reasonable. A traditional L-shaped corner cabinet runs anywhere from $400 to $900. A blind corner pullout system can run you $1,200 to $2,500. Now, that's an $800 to $1,600 upgrade for a feature, but you'll be using it multiple times a day for the next 20 years. And that kind of math works. The other option is a diagonal corner cabinet with a single door at a 45-degree angle, which gives you direct access to everything inside without the double door situation. Both are dramatically better than what's standard right now. You pick. Number 2, high glossed lacquer cabinet finishes. This is the one that's currently being installed in renovations at the high end, and it's already on the 2026 designer regret list before most of the homeowners installing it have ever even moved in. High gloss lacquered cabinets had a major movement over the last several years. The look is striking, the finish is mirror-like, the colors read deep and saturated, and they photograph beautifully under great lighting. The reason that this is fading, high gloss cabinetry, which is hard to maintain, keeping it fingerprint-free and scratch-free, is becoming less popular in favor of more forgiving tactile materials. That's a polite version of what every contractor I know thinks about this finish. Here's what living with high gloss cabinets looks like. Every fingerprint shows, every water spot shows, every slight scratch from a dropped utensil or a wedding ring brushing up against the surface shows. The finish requires specific cleaning products and microfiber cloths because the standard household cleaners can dull or streak the surface. And when the finish does eventually scratch or dent, which it will in a working kitchen, repairing it is significantly more difficult than touching up a matte or satin finish on a regular cabinet. The repair is often visible because the gloss has to be matched precisely. What's replacing high gloss then in 26? It's matte, it's satin, it's natural wood finishes that hide daily wear instead of broadcasting it. The cost is basically the same. Cabinet doors in high gloss versus matte run within $50 to $150 per door of each other, depending on the manufacturer. The maintenance experience over 10 years of ownership is dramatically different. If you're choosing cabinets right now in 2026, this is the finish to avoid, even if it's the one that looks the most impressive on the showroom floor. Now, as I mentioned in any of my videos, if you are phenomenal with protecting your cabinets and you love that super high-end modern look, then those cabinets work for you. But if you work, live, and use your kitchen, I'd stay away from the high gloss. Just my opinion. Hey, before we keep going, let me tell you something real quick. The most expensive mistakes in any renovation don't happen during demolition. They don't happen when the tile goes up or when the cabinets get installed. They happen before any of that. In the conversations you have before you sign anything. When you don't know what questions to ask and your contractor isn't going to volunteer the answers. Guys, I put together a free renovation playbook built from over 500 luxury projects that covers exactly what your estimate is probably missing. The things that show up later as change orders, surprises, and budget overruns that nobody warned you about. Kitchens, bathrooms, living rooms, the 3 spaces where most of the money goes and most of the decisions get made. It's completely free. Check the link in my description. Grab one before you talk to someone. Ready? For number 3, upper cabinets that stop short of the ceiling. This is the one. This is the cabinet decision I mentioned at the start. The one homeowners don't realize they're making. It gets installed by default in nearly every production home and costs $8,000 to $20,000 to fix it later. Here's what I'm talking about. In most kitchens built in the last 30 years, the upper cabinet stops somewhere between 12 and 24 inches below the ceiling, leaving a gap above them. The gap was originally a builder's shortcut. Standard cabinet boxes come in fixed heights, and rather than custom building cabinets to extend to the ceiling, builders just installed them at a standard height and left the space above empty or finished with a fascia board. Sometimes with crown molding, sometimes just open. For a long time, this is the way that kitchens were done. 2 things have changed. First, that empty space above the cabinets is now widely recognized as one of the strongest dated kitchen signals in 2026. It collects dust, it visually shrinks the room, and it reads immediately as builder-grade construction, even in homes where everything else has been upgraded. Designers are specifically calling this out as one of the highest impact corrections you can make in a kitchen renovation right now. Second, the homeowners who have already done the math and realize that the cost to add upper extension cabinet boxes that close the gap between the ceiling, it's significant. According to the renovation industry data, extending existing upper cabinets to the ceiling with matching or coordinated extension boxes, $8,000 to $20,000 depending on the cabinet style, finishing matching, and the complexity of the existing soffit or bulkhead structure. That number assumes that you find the replica of the existing cabinet, which is harder than it sounds because cabinet manufacturers regularly discontinue specific colors and styles. Here's why this is the bomb of the list. If you're at the design or build stage of a kitchen right now, taking your upper cabinets all the way to the ceiling is a relatively small upgrade. The additional cabinet height typically adds $1,500 to $4,000 to your cabinet package depending on the linear footage. That same upgrade after the kitchen is built and installed runs 3 to 5 times more and rarely matches as cleanly as it would if you would have just planned from the beginning. Textbook example of a decision that cost almost nothing to get right at the planning stage and significantly more afterwards. The other benefit is what it does to the kitchen visually. Cabinets that extend to the ceiling make the room feel taller, more intentional, and significantly more luxurious. Designer Kara Woodhouse describes a full-height kitchen cabinet as one of the decisions clients never regret. That's because the upgrade affects every single sightline in the kitchen every single day. For the entire ownership of the home, it's the kind of decision where the right call costs almost nothing extra now and pays back in how the room reads forever. The takeaway? 3 cabinets. 3 different kinds of mistakes. The corner cabinet is a daily friction problem that gets worse the longer you live with it. The high gloss finish is a maintenance problem that shows up within months of installation. The cabinets that stop short of the ceiling are a structural design decision that's invisible at first and increasingly expensive to fix later. Cabinets are the single largest line item in most kitchen renovations. They are also the decision homeowners spend the least time on relatively to the cost, because the conversation usually focuses on color and door style instead of the underlying choices that determine how the kitchen actually functions. The smart play is to spend more time on the decisions you can easily change later and to ask exactly the kinds of questions your contractor isn't going to volunteer. Drop a comment. Tell me which one of these 3 you have in your kitchen right now and which one you would undo if you could. Guys, you know I read every single comment, so I want to see what you guys have to say about these 3 kitchen cabinet don'ts. Hit subscribe. We got a lot more coming. And as always, I'm Blake. Thank you for watching Built by Becker.